Yes, please.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good afternoon. Please take your seat.
Sorry, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you, sir.
You're Deeksha Patkar.
Yes, sir.
Deeksha, I can see that you mentioned English as your preferred medium, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, and you're comfortable?
Yes, sir. I'm comfortable.
Fine, Deeksha. I want you to introduce yourself to board.
Sir, I'm Dr. Deeksha Patkar. I come from village Karakbel of Madhya Pradesh. I've done my schooling from Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya. Thereafter, my MBBS from AIMS Jodhpur and post-graduation in obstetrics and gynecology from AIMS New Delhi. Sir, thereafter I worked for a year and I take keen interest in Hindi poetry writing and recital, and I'm an avid learner, sir.
Did I hear correctly? You said that you did your graduation MBBS from AIMS Jodhpur.
Yes, sir.
You also said that you did your master's MD
Yes, sir.
from AIMS Delhi.
Yes, sir.
Why are you here?
Sir, my experience in the field.
You studied from JNV.
Yes, sir.
The state has invested hugely in you. JNVs are wonderful institutions. AIMS are wonderful. AIMS, we need not say anything about AIMS. You shouldn't be here. This is an insult to whatever investment this nation and the medical sciences, medical education has done in you. I can understand MBBS from a private college coming from here. I can understand even from the state government colleges coming here, but not from AIMS.
Sir, I rather see it as my contribution, my giving back to the nation.
By becoming a Babu.
Sir, I think that the opportunities and the way I can contribute is way higher through civil services.
Okay, I'm all ears. Please tell me, how will you contribute better than somebody from, for example, a JNU student getting into civil services? Mostly the civil servants we know are coming from the liberal sciences, liberal arts.
Sir, may I share a personal experience with you?
No, tell me the answer.
Sir, while I was in field, I observed that diseases are not just medical.
Any medical aspirant will come up with this theory that prevention is more better than cure. I mean, we all know. I mean, we are tired of hearing this. Tell me the real reason. Were you a bad doctor?
Sir, why I have come to civil services? Sir, this is a very simple reason. Sir, when I am a doctor, I have a one-to-one relation with my patient. When I am a civil servant, I have a one-to-one relationship with the population. And there I can make a difference. At least that's what I believe.
Okay, Deeksha. Deeksha, you mentioned that you did in OBG, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell me, when we talk about India as a population, I mean the population policy, there's a recent talk where it appears that this idea of population control wasn't such a good idea if we look at a hindsight. Do you believe that as a medical practitioner, this idea of population control which we adopted in 70s and 80s and till now was a policy that should have been calibrated earlier than now and should have been revised to population regulation, but not necessarily population control the way we adopted?
Sir, related to your first question, that whether we should have done, is this step good or not? Being a gynecologist, seeing from women's health perspective, sir, it is a very important step, because a woman who carries multiple children in turn harms herself, both psychologically, physically and medically. So in that sense, it is very good. When coming to the population perspective, sir, then also control is very much required, sir, because it enhances the life, the way people live when the number of members in a family are less. It also contributes in economy by having a better life. And sir, may you please?
It's okay. I got my answer. Okay, before I let my colleagues answer, have the conversation further. You mentioned that you like guitar and flute.
Yes, sir.
One of them is a percussion instrument, the other one is a string. What is the difference between the science of flute versus science of guitar?
Sir, while flute is a woodwind instrument, guitar is a string instrument. So both produce sound based on different principles. Flute, coming to flute, sir, flute has different holes. When we close a hole, length of the instrument reduces or increases. That
Which principle is used?
sir, I don't know the principle of physics, but I can tell you the mechanics.
Okay. And how about guitar?
Sir, guitar is based on string. So,
You know the principle there?
sir,
You
no,
studied physics in class 12th at least.
I have studied, sir, but I don't remember the principle.
Anyways, thank you. So,
Dr. Deeksha,
Sir,
have you heard of the famous Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis?
yes, sir, I've heard, sir.
What did he do? Why he is famous?
Sir, if I'm not wrong, he has worked in China after World War II, sir.
No, before World War II.
Yes, sir.
He
I might
worked
be
there
wrong
in
in that.
1930s or so.
Yes,
you know
sir.
about his work?
Sir, I don't know his work in detail, sir.
Please do learn about
Yes, sir.
his work. He's a legendary Indian doctor who went abroad.
Definitely, sir. I'll read about it.
And did he contribute to friendship in India-China relations in his own way through his work. Have you heard of another gentleman called Venkataraman Ramakrishna?
Sorry, sir, I'm not
not
able to
heard?
recall. I've heard
You
the
have done
name.
biochemistry, you should know about him. He's the guy who won Nobel Prize in chemistry.
Yes, sir. I have heard his name, sir, but I don't know his work in detail, sir.
Chalo, no problem. Then please tell us why India is called the pharma capital of the world.
Sir, India is the largest generic drug producer in the world. Apart from that, more than 60% of the global vaccines are produced by India and exported.
Right. How did we show it to the world in our diplomatic or humanitarian efforts? What did we do?
Sorry, sir, I'm
During
not...
COVID time, what did we do?
Sir, during COVID time, we had vaccine Maitri scheme, under which we provided free COVID vaccines to neighboring countries and the countries who were in need.
To all over the world, we did provide.
Yes,
and
sir.
Have you heard of this Munna Bhai phenomena in our exams after the famous film Munna Bhai MBBS?
Yes, sir.
What
I've
is the
heard.
Munna Bhai phenomena?
Sir, it is related to cheating in medical entrance examinations.
In any examination?
Yes, sir.
Is it a honest or ethical thing to do?
No, sir, not at all.
So what the government has been doing? Have any Munna Bhais have been caught or what?
Yes, sir. In Madhya Pradesh, there was a scam known as Vyapam scam. And after that, serious actions were taken against that. So after that, rather than state level, national level entrance exam was started. It is called NEET entrance exam, sir.
So it has been curbed to a large extent, as you would say.
Yes, sir.
What is COP 30 according to you? Have you heard of this term?
Yes, sir.
Conference of Parties 30. What was it?
Sir, Conference of Parties under UNFCCC. Sir, it is a United Nations framework for climate change. Under COP, multiple nations who are members of UN, they meet and decide the future policies with respect to climate. Sir, in COP 30, the focus was on funding, basically operationalizing the loss and damage fund and other funds, sir.
Maybe there was no significant outcome in reducing the uses of fossil fuels.
Yes, sir.
You know what Saudi Arabia said there?
Sorry, sir. I
They're not. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Sure.
Sir.
What does Deeksha mean?
Sir, Deeksha means initiation. Sir, it is related to the Indian life cycle rituals, and it is especially used with Guru Deeksha, where a student initiates into learning and discipline, sir.
What is Deeksha Bhumi?
Deeksha Bhumi, sir, what I have heard is a train, sir. I think, I don't know, sir.
Okay. Something to do with Buddhism?
Sorry, sir, I don't know.
Okay, no problem. Doctors don't intend to go to rural Indias. That vacuum space has been occupied by quacks. Suppose your dream come true. You are in charge. How will you handle this quacks issue? They are the backbone of medical facilities in the rural India. If there are no quacks, it will be more harmful to the rural India. What will you do then? My question is, they don't have the requisite qualification. What will you do with them? And they are providing good services because doctors are not visiting.
Sir, I will train them. That will be my first step. because people have accepted them and they're already working, they have a contact with people. Sir, for example, ashas, they are lay women, but they are trained and they are doing exemplary work in India. So sir, I will train them.
What are the 5 women empowering laws in India? And you will have to give your answer in order of preference or in order of merit, according to you, in the reducing order. What are the 5 such women empowering, women centric laws?
Sir, first is prevention of sexual harassment.
Second.
And then second, sir, Nari Shakti Vandan
Third.
Adhiniyam. Third, sir, this triple talaq, ban
Fourth.
on triple talaq. Sir, may I take a moment to think?
Please.
Sir, permanent commission granted to army officer, lady army officers.
Next.
And
One more remaining.
sir, all the laws related to domestic violence and sections.
And this is the order of your priority. This is most important law, and then law, then law. This is what
No, sir. No, sir.
you are allowed to rezig your order. Now, number 1.
Sir, may I take a moment?
Please do.
Sir,
Take
first,
care of 50% of the population, not the elite ones.
Sir, first is Domestic Violence Act. And
Two.
sir, in first, I'll like to keep domestic violence, dowry, and all
Okay,
that.
fine. 3. 2.
Sir, second is POSH.
3.
3 is
How many working women are there, percentage wise?
sir, I think it is around 36%.
30% women working in the organized sector. Where
Not
cost
in
will-
organized.
So you have to take care of the 100% of the Women Empowering Act, and you are talking of 5-6% who are working in the organized sector where POS is implemented.
Sir, yes, I might be deficient in thinking
Okay,
at that
fine.
level.
My last question. Women, then, therefore, they because they don't know, women themselves are to be blamed for their state of affairs.
Sir,
There is a doctor who has done MD, doesn't know all women empowering. What to think of the
yes, sir, there is a deficiency in awareness.
reason?
Sir, reason is I will not, sir, I don't think that women are the only factors who are responsible for their situation. Sir, and the reasons are plenty. It starts from our history itself. So, like patriarchy.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Hi Deeksha. So tell me, any of your decision in your life which reflects that you are an ethical person, because you are also a doctor.
Sir, during my residency, I have donated blood for my patients in dire need when they did not have any relative. That is one, sir. Apart from that, sir, most of the actions were dedicated to the patients only, at least during the residency.
So donating blood is any ethical act?
Yes, sir, it is ethical because I was responsible to treat the patient, but I went beyond the responsibility, sir. And it was not just me, most of my colleagues did that, sir.
We know that India is a federation, but in our constitution, we are not federation, we are a union. Why this is so?
Sir, because the definition of federation is when the constituent units come together and form a government. In India, the case is rather opposite. That's why we are a union, which is indestructible.
If any state has to establish legislative council,
Yes, sir.
then what is the process to establish or abolish legislative council in the state?
First, the state legislative assembly has to pass a resolution, and then the decision is taken by the parliament. So for which under that resolution, the voting is done in the parliament, both the houses must pass it.
Okay, should voting be made compulsory? If you are not casting your vote, then there should be some fine or some penalty in any form. What is your opinion?
Sir, I don't think that there should be a penalty for not voting. Voting should be as per one's own will. and India being a democracy and the kind of turnout India has of voters, sir, I don't think that there is even a need of such.
No, democracy is based on voting.
Yes,
If
sir,
you're
but
not casting your vote, you're doing crime.
sir, but I don't think that we need to put a penalty on it.
What is the logic behind of your thought?
Sir, because first is we are already having a high turnout, higher than any other country. Second, sir, this in turn will undermine the free will which Constitution of India grants. That's why it should be a voluntary kind of voting, sir.
Okay, there is also an allegation on our constitution that it is a borrowed constitution. What do you think? Borrowing provisions from different countries is our weakness or is our strength?
Sir, I definitely think it's our strength, because learning from which is already existing is commendable. And apart from learning, our constitution designers have modified it according to Indian need. So I think it was a good step, sir.
If you have to indicate that some provisions of our constitution is not as per India, it should not be there because we have borrowed. That's why that provision is included, but it's not relevant.
Sir,
Anyone.
sir, I'll have to think about it, sir. Sir, may I take a moment?
Sure.
Sorry, sir, I'm unable to recall any such provision which is not relevant.
Okay. Sure.
दीक्षा,
Yes, sir.
हिंदी कविताएं लिखती हैं आप?
Yes, sir.
मुझे बताइए कि प्रतीक, बिंब और रूपक ये सब एक ही होते हैं या अलग अलग होते हैं?
सर, ये अलंकार, may I
अलंकार नहीं,
speak in?
प्रतीक, बिंब, रूपक पोएटिक इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं जिनमें अलंकार भी हो सकते हैं, पर जैसे प्रतीक कोई अलंकार नहीं.
Yes.
तो प्रतीक, बिंब और रूपक आप इन्हें डिफरेंशिएट कर पाएंगे?
Sir, I am aware of Rupak.
रूपक इज मेटाफर.
Yes, sir, it is a metaphor.
I mean, if you want the English words, I can give you the English word. I'm talking
No,
about
sir, I am comfortable with Hindi, but I don't
बताइए इनमें क्या
actually
अंतर है?
know. Sir, pratik is a representation, something representing something.
Okay. Give me
That
an
is-
example जिससे तीनों एकदम क्लियर हो जाए.
Sir, I don't know about Bimb.
Bim is image.
Sir, Rupak, I'll give
बताइए,
example of
रूपक क्या है?
Rupak. If in any poem there is tu chand si
That is
दिखती है,
उपमा.
तो
That is simile.
sir, then I'll have to read about it, sir. I'm not sure. Sorry.
Fine, Deeksha, आपसे बात करके अच्छा लगा. Your interview is over. You can wait for the feedback session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And you're happy with your performance today, or you wanted it to be a little better?
Sir, I think I've improved from the previous ones,
Okay.
and there is always scope of improvement, sir.
How many marks you have given? Sorry, sir.
Sir, I've given 4 as of now.
What's
Four
the
already.
repeated feedback you're getting?
Sir, to speak loud, smile, and modulate the voice. This is common.
On the communication, verbal communication front, today wasn't anything that would require any feedback. I mean, you were clearly audible, and even the modulation, demodulation was there. It wasn't missing, and I could clearly see the emphasis wherever required. So, on the contrary, at a few places it appears that the voice was more emotionally charged. But that is fine. That is fine, especially it shows empathy. Also, you're coming from a particular background. In this, empathy is a nice thing. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. So overall, in the communication front, actually, you're a good candidate. For you, it's going to be a different challenge. You are a good candidate from the word go. The board members gonna know it, right? You're not just a medical professional walking in, which many does, but in your case you have studied from nice institutions, and this actually reflects in your personality to some extent, and that's why they will have some interest in you even before you walk in. Now it is upon you to convert that interest into first the attention and then to actual scoring, right? I'm not sure that you're doing it to that extent right now. Right now, you are able to maintain that interest for 30 minutes, which is also a great achievement. But will it necessarily translate into 200 plus, 190 plus? I'm not pretty sure about. But yes, you are on the right direction. That is true. Coming to the specifics, in general, your walk-in is good. You carry a nice personality, and a clearly sober personality, the way doctors are supposed to carry, that is there. In general, your hand movement is restricted, your eye contact is good, you are able to speak with conviction wherever required, which is also nice. It is very difficult to put you under stress. I tried it in a very harsh way in the beginning, but you were able to keep your calm, you were composed all through the conversation, which is good. Generally candidates break in this stress. You didn't, so that way it is good. Overall, in terms of content, I won't say that it is the best. It is good. Your preparation is good, factual aspects are there, but whenever you have to do the analysis, there is still a possibility of nuances, which appears that you either you are not deliberately giving the nuanced versions of the analysis, or maybe you still need to work a bit, because when you're doing the policy analysis, when you're talking about policies, when you are rating the policies, there should be a clear structure why you are making this, considering this as number 1 and this as number 2. It appears that you were doing jo pehle yaad aa gaya wo pehle bol do, that kind of a thing should have been avoided. So listening is something that brings it. If you listen carefully, you will understand that the board members had specifically said in order of priority.
Yes.
Then you would have done it in that order of priority, or you would have said without priority it is so, if I have to prioritize I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yes, sir.
Overall, but I must say that the performance was very good, and I don't see any major issue right now. You have cleared all the checklist thing now. Clearing checklist takes you to 180.
Yes.
After 180, every mark gonna count, and it will make you work harder, right? My advice is that bring that X factor, additional thing that brings another 10, 12, 15 marks to thing, which can be done by either 2 ways. One is that bring in the experiential aspects wherever required. You did when you were talking about donating blood.
Yes.
I mean, these are the things which keep continuous reminding the board that I have a certain background, right? It comes with a you cannot keep saying I'm a doctor, doesn't matter. But when you are answering, bring that subtly, that when I am in the emergency, when I was there, right? You're getting? When
Yes,
I was doing
sir.
the community medicine. These are the experiential aspects which keep reminding or reinforcing the board that this candidate is different. Probably you can do that. Other things are in place. I'm sure you'll do very good, right? थोड़ा बहुत ये रूपक रूपक पढ़ लीजिएगा, ऐसे नहीं पूछा जाएगा. Most likely आपसे केवल एक लाइन बोलने को कहा जाएगा, but you should be known.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.